Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Mets Talk podcast. And today we're going to recap the series against the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs. We were supposed to record after that Marlins series, but we couldn't. We were busy. We have lives too. And yet again, we're recording a podcast after a 3-3 stretch. And this time, it stings even more. You know why it stings even more? Because of the fact. Oh wait, did I say 3-3?
You said 3-3.
My bad. 2-4.
2-4.
2-4. I'm sorry. How could I give them extra credit right now? So yeah, before we jump into this, because we're gonna go kind of all over the place with this one. This one's not gonna be fun. This one's not gonna be fun at all. And we're both just tired of this, so I'm gonna make the intro quick. Leave a like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening to the audio version, just give us a review and rating. We're gonna be your mouthpiece for the day. So, Nico, do you want to vent first?
I mean, if you want to throw me the floor here, I'll start us off. So we come on this podcast, maybe like a week ago, where we were recapping on the Pirates series. What was the other series again? I'm forgetting right now. The Nationals.
Yeah, the Nationals.
All right, so those weren't going great. The Mets weren't hitting. They picked it up those last few games against the Pirates.
Good teams lose series. Everyone
absolutely
points to the Dodgers.
It
happens.
Absolutely, yes. So, teams go on tough stretches. So, like last podcast, yeah, we were not happy, but we're like, all right, we're gonna pick it up. Now we play the sorry Miami Marlins, then the Chicago Cubs. Okay, lose that first game against the Marlins. It was not a pretty one. Then we were gonna go over it more in depth, but we win those next two against the Marlins, and then we come out in Citi Field, get swept by the 2022 Chicago Cubs. I mean, how are you going to call yourself a legitimate baseball team when stuff like that is happening? And I'm sorry, if you're a Mets fan and you haven't lost your mind by now, I don't know what to say.
I don't even know where to begin with my side of this. I'm just absolutely like, when is enough? Because this team has been playing like garbage for a month and a half, and every single time we give them the benefit of the doubt and everything. But when is it okay to criticize this team? Because I'm tired of Keith Hernandez on the broadcast saying it. I'm tired of people on Twitter saying it. When is enough enough? When is it going to be the fact that the Braves are handing on a platter to you the division lead, and every single opportunity, yeeting the opportunity to take a big division lead, and it's September. Spare me all of this. Oh, it's okay. Teams go through rough stretches. No, this is the time where you got to wake up and you got to get going, because come October, this is not going to fly. This is not good enough baseball. This is putrid baseball. And quite frankly, this is embarrassing. How is it the easy part of the schedule? Yeah, okay. I don't even know what to say anymore, because I feel like a broken record when it comes to the reaction videos, when it comes to this podcast. But now I feel like it's appropriate to go full rant, and I've been holding back for a bit. I have, because I don't want to be too negative. I don't want to be like that, because I understand both sides. I understand the positive Met fans where they don't like so much negativity, and I understand the negative side where they don't want too much positivity. I think it's fair right now to be in the middle, and when you're in the middle of this, you have every single right to be pissed off right now, because this is just not good baseball. It's not.
Yep, totally agree. I mean, as you said, the Braves, they're out here playing bad baseball. They have been struggling. They've played good teams, the Mariners. Giants haven't been as great, but still going to be tough going into their stadium and playing them. But it's just inexcusable if you're the New York Mets. This has just been a theme for way too long, going on these bad stretches where you just don't hit the baseball against bad teams. This is an opportunity to really just put your foot on the gas pedal and take a multiple game division lead. But you're just throwing it out the trash. And if we just keep playing like this, there's no shot the New York Mets will be winning this division. And we'll have to be playing in a wild card game, which we don't want at this point, because at this rate, we're getting kicked out and we're going to see a banner. And excuse my language, I don't know if I should be cursing, but let's see another freaking wild card banner in Citi Field.
Yeah, like if that happens, oh god, I can't. I don't even want to think about the Mets hanging up another wild card banner. That just makes me sick. But yeah, it's just enough's enough at this point, and I don't know what more we're really going to add to what we haven't said. Because again, we're going to be broken records here, and we'll start with the Marlin series, which started off piss poor, which I kind of expected. We talked about this series, we previewed it, and I kind of expected. I said that we both predicted the Mets would win this series, but I also was like, yeah, the Mets are totally going to lose this first game. So then the Braves end up in the division lead, and we all are losing our minds, and then they'll bounce back. And the Mets did that. They did that, and you know what? Even in it's just frustrating. Like they just look so good in those last two games, and it just where did this all go? Where did this all go? And we'll start with that game one. You had Peterson versus Cabrera, and David Peterson. I mean, oh boy, oh we'll get to
Yeah.
we get to talk about two starts of him. Lucky us.
Oh, super lucky. Oh, that's gonna be fun, man.
I I don't even want to go full in depth with these games until we get to the Chicago series. We'll go over the Marlin series quick because it's just so old at this point that who cares? Garrett Cooper hits a home run in the first inning. Mets take it to the third inning to respond. A Brandon Nimmo RBI single. And I mean, overall, I mean, the Mets just, the offense was asleep the entire game. Mets lost this one 6-3. Peterson couldn't even make it through 4 innings in this one. He looked absolutely awful. And Darren Ruff, Daniel Vogelback, shocking, a combined 0 for 4 in that game. Just no offense. No offense. But then they responded the next two games.
Yes.
You combined for 20 runs. And I don't even want to talk about this Marlin series. You combine for 20 runs, and you know what it means now?
Yep.
Nothing. Which leads us to Chicago. We're not doing player of the series against the Marlins. We're not talking about that because they completely ruined every single good thing that happened in that series against the Marlins. Any positives? And you know what? I personally, I don't know how you were after the first game of this Chicago series. I gave them the benefit of the doubt because I thought they grinded out at bats. I thought they had a good effort, even though they only scored 2 runs. I was like, you know what? Listen, you got a lot of guys on base. You played good baseball. You just couldn't get the timely hit. I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, but the last 2 games showed that I should not have given the benefit of the doubt.
Yep. I agree with you there. The first game, the Mets, they often tend to struggle in some of these first games of the series. So I did give them the benefit of the doubt as well as you. Chris Bassett, he's been sharp for the Mets basically all year. And he had a little bit of a rough outing here. And I was not happy. The fans were booing him. But that's pretty inexcusable, in my opinion, to be booing Chris Bassett when there should be a lot of other guys instead
When
being
it
booed
took
on this team.
until yesterday for Daniel Vogelback to be booed.
Yep, exactly. I don't know why Chris Bassett of all people would be getting booed in this game. Ridiculous. But yeah, Mets were stranding runners on base a lot in this one. It happens. I mean, we say it a lot, but you figured you just get a better effort in the next 2 games, which let me tell you, we did the complete opposite.
Yeah, and it's just ridiculous. And Alonso Lindor, clap it up for them. Clap it up. Being the modern day Alex Rodriguez, getting big hits when it doesn't matter. Congratulations to them boosting their stats a little bit in games or in spots that mean nothing.
What's the word?
Right,
Yeah.
nothing. That's
There
the
it
one.
is.
I can't with this. I can't with this. But in that first game, Brandon Nimmo 0 for 5 in the leadoff spot. Vogelback went 0 for 2. Naquin went 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. That's the Tyler Naquin we're used to. Not what we saw in that Marlins
we were
series.
talking him up in that last podcast. Could he keep this up? I mean, we both give a big fat no to that answer because we knew it was a fluke.
This is not the Pirates no more.
Nope.
This is, but you think still the Chicago Cubs and the Miami Marlins, but no, I guess not.
It's got to be absolutely just bottom of the pack for Tyler Naquin to do good.
I don't want to hear the Starling Marte excuse with this team because I'm hearing some people really use that excuse. Starling Marte should not be impacting the lineup this much. He should not be. If you're looking at anyone that where if they go down, it should be impacting the lineup, I'm looking at Alonso Lindor, and they have done nothing. Nothing. Except hit late home runs that mean nothing.
Yep.
It's inexcusable. We'll talk about the pitching because at least the pitching has been pretty solid. I mean, the starting pitching, not so much, honestly, which is where, I mean, DeGrom had a little bit of a down start, but still gets 10 punch outs and kept them in the game. But again, what does it matter? Edwin Diaz had to come into a game, sound the trumpets in the most pathetic and depressing way, 4-0 game. We're not going to hear the trumpets again for a save situation, are we? But
I don't think so with the way this is going.
I do want to give love. If I'm going to say for player of the series, I'm giving love to the entire bullpen. The entire bullpen in this series, in total, they combined for giving up 2 runs, and that was Lugo and Trevor Williams. Trevor Williams had to pitch a lot of innings, so he was going to give up a run. But, I mean, still, in his long relief appearance, 8 strikeouts, Trevor Williams picked up for Peterson and kept the Mets enough in this game, and they still did nothing. Nothing. And David Peterson letting up first inning runs. Wow, color me. I'm so shocked.
Yeah, David Peterson. He's been looking like a joke lately. Couldn't even get through 1 inning of baseball here today. Trevor Williams, as you said, he had to go wild in this game, obviously, because golly, that was a rough outing. And the bullpen was actually good. They held it down, gave the Mets opportunities to win ball games. But when you don't get something called base hits, extra base hits, home runs going a lot against teams like the Chicago Cubs, you got problems. And I don't get it, man. Nemo, another terrible series from him. Lindor, pointless home runs, as you said. Just when are we going to get some just urgency from this team? I don't know.
It just doesn't make sense to me, too, that you finally have some production from the catcher spot. And Escobar kind of cooled down this series, but he still was somewhat productive. He was getting hits in a couple of the games. He went 0-4 in one of them, but still was doing pretty decent. You're finally getting production from those guys, and now the rest of the offense doesn't show up. It's inexcusable. Brandon Nimmo should not be hitting leadoff. He can't. He can't be hitting leadoff anymore. I'm sorry. It needs to end. And whether that's when Starling Marte comes back, whether that's tomorrow against the Pirates, unless there's an off day, but whenever they play the Pirates, unless it's then, but even then, I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do because nobody's hitting. Not a single person's hitting.
Nope, not at all. I really don't understand. And you get the same.
I don't know. I just don't even know. Darren Ruff, the trade never made sense. Never. And I cannot believe there was actually people that tried to sell me on this trade being good. You traded 4 players for virtually the same player you had, but 36 years old. In what world did the trade make sense? In what world? I'm trying to understand that. Vogelback, that trade made sense, but he's been useless. Naquin, I don't even know what to say about him. He's just he looks lost at the plate. I'm at a loss for words. And honestly, if this continues to be the way that it is for the remainder of the month, and especially in the playoffs, this offseason all of a sudden has become very interesting. Because if Brandon Nimmo's going to keep being this way, see you later.
Kick rocks.
See you later.
I totally agree.
This lineup is going to need some significant changes this offseason if guys don't turn around fast. And I've been beating the drum that they should get Trey Turner, but the more and more as the days goes on, it needs to be more realistic, this thing, that Trey Turner needs to be a Met, because I can't watch Brandon Nimmo in the leadoff spot if he's going to do this. I can't do it.
Yep. This team, with the way they're playing right now, significant changes have to come this offseason. I don't care what the hell. Throw any little penny you have at Aaron Judge. I don't try and make him a Met. Nemo has looked lost. I don't think you could afford to keep him, honestly. You got to get Trey Turner, as you said. Trey Turner needs to be a New York Met. I know a lot of people like to disagree. Where are you going to play him? You get Trey Turner, and then you figure it out. He can play the outfield. So, I mean,
To me,
get
the
him.
answer is pretty simple. You throw him at second base, throw McNeil in the outfield, and then have Canna play center, or you utilize a guy like McNeil as the DH for all I care. The guy just hits, and yeah, his defense is pretty good, but your DH spot all of a sudden becomes valuable, and it's not this platoon garbage that we're seeing with Vogelback and Darren Ruff that has just not been working. Mark Vientos, we thought he would be a spark plug. He hasn't done anything since being called up. Like,
I mean, the man still has the same amount of major league base hits as we have, or just hits in general, actually. So that hasn't been working quite clearly. The guy they wanted to keep so badly at the trade deadline, right?
Him and Ronnie Mauricio, I've been saying since like 2019 that these guys need to get moved. They have no position going forward. None. Mark Vientos, you're going to keep him around just to be the DH? I'm sorry, but no. No thanks. Ronnie Mauricio, where's he going to play? Brett Beatty's plugged in at third base. Lindor, you gave Golden Boy Lindor that big contract to be the shortstop for the next decade. Second base, Jeff McNeil's looking like he's the second baseman. And if you do sign Trey Turner, well, that just leaves Mauricio completely out of the picture now. Mauricio should have been traded at the deadline, but for whatever reason, no. Let's coddle and let's hold on to these prospects that mean absolutely nothing. But again, it seems like we've been beating this drum every single episode that they didn't do enough at the deadline, and it's just great that more and more by the week we're getting proven right. You know, I should say it's great. I want to be proven wrong, but I'm just glad at the same time that more people are finally coming around to the fact that enough's enough with this.
Yeah, I'm finally actually seeing a lot of the positive Met fans that always try and keep it cool-headed. They're actually starting to get a little worried about the team, which, yeah, look, we can be harsh on the Mets sometimes, no doubt about it. But if you're telling me now is not a time to be worried about this team, it's ridiculous to me. I mean, it's just too much. It happens way too often where this team just goes into hitting slumps all the time. And it's, as you said, at the worst times, like the bullpen's actually holding it down. You have guys like Nito hitting. Escobar's been pretty good lately, McCann. And now your top guys just don't want to do anything. I don't know. I really don't.
This is exactly why I never was hyped up on Billy Epler too, because it's so easy when you have Steve Cohen's pockets to just go, Max Scherzer, here you go. Mark Hanna, here you go. Starling Marte, here you go. It's so easy to do that. But when it came to his trade history, if you just looked at it, the guys that he would acquire, Daniel Espinosa, like guys like that. Are we serious? Are we serious? And it's further proven that he has no idea what he's doing when it comes to the trade market. Zero clue. That Darren Ruff trade is. It's
the worst of it all. Like JD Davis, younger, better.
I mean, at least he helped out the Mets today, right? Still helping out.
Did he hit a home run?
He came up. I think he got like 3 or 4 RBIs or something today.
So yeah, he's doing more productive things than Darren Ruff is, and he's not even on the team. So that's the conclusion I've come to. And you trade 3 prospects.
Anyway, Darren Ruff got a hit today.
Sense. Oh, let's clap it up. There it is, right there. Yep. It's unbelievable. It truly is. I don't know. Like this division is just. I don't see a way we win this division. I can't. Like I know our schedule's so easy, but yeah. It's been easy the last couple of weeks, and we haven't played above 500. We can't use that freaking excuse anymore. Oh well, we have the easiest schedule. Yeah, it's better off we play freaking teams like the Dodgers because apparently we can beat them more than the Chicago Cubs.
Which, sure, come playoff time, that's great, but are they really going to do that during the playoffs? Because with what I'm seeing right now, and for everyone that's saying the whole thing where whenever they're going back and forth between the wild card and the division, oh, they're not collapsing, it's fine, they'll make the playoffs either way. No, 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 no. You're in a pennant race here. You were up 10.5 games. And I know that the Braves have been playing great baseball, and that's part of why. And it's a combination of both things here. But no, we can't just settle for the wild card here. Because then we have to play the Phillies, which, yeah, the Phillies, we beat up on them all year, but the postseason's a different animal. Who knows what happens in the postseason? We see it time and time again. Teams heat up and they make a run. The Washington Nationals, perfect example of that, always will be. The Atlanta Braves last year, they barely got into the play. I mean, they looked like for a while they might not make the playoffs, and then they win the World Series last year. My point is, you want nothing to do with this wild card series, because then, okay, you beat the Phillies, you're playing the Dodgers next. So good luck getting to the championship series. Good luck.
Yep.
You want nothing
Absolutely.
to do with this wild card.
Yep, I totally agree. The wild card, anything could happen. I understand you have Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer, but I mean, they can say the same. We got Zach Wheeler, who's probably going to shut down this Mets offense at this rate. I mean, I know they kind of slapped them up this year, but I mean, I just don't know anymore. And then,
but the difference is, then you look at the lineup, and the Phillies have a Bryce Harper. We don't. Our guys that are supposed to be our superstars are just not doing it. They aren't. They have Rhys Hoskins, which, say what you want about him, I think he's pretty decent. JT Realmuto. Like, I'm taking that Phillies lineup all day over the Mets lineup right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. They're hitting, and we're just not plain and simple. So there's a very real chance we lose against the Phillies. But yeah, I understand you said the Mets or the Braves had been playing really good. They barely been losing games, but you had a 10.5 game division lead. You've had multiple opportunities to really, go up in games. Like these past few games, we should be up like 3 games right now. You can't tell me otherwise. But
I mean,
nope.
Yeah. And again, this lineup, it's just like, it's the fact that it's been going on for like a month and a half, and people are finally coming around to it. We've been saying it on earlier episodes. You could go back and listen if you really care that much and don't believe us. But we've been beating this drum pretty much since the podcast started. We've been saying it all the way back when they were playing the Yankees, said it even further back, but it started especially with that Yankee series. That's when it really started, the dry spell with the, actually, no. What am I saying? It started with that Philly series. Philly series where they were home against the Phillies and they lost that first game with Max Scherzer on the bump 2-1. That's when this entire thing started. And it's just been that way the entire time. And then they came back in that game with Jose Budo on the mound. We're thinking, here we go. The offense is back. Then you drop to the Yankees. They looked garbage against the Rockies. Barely snuck away with that one win. Thank God the offense showed up that game. And then it's just been a problem since then. And I'm running out of things to say at this point because it's the same thing. It's the same garbage.
Yeah, we sound like broken records, as you said, but we're right. We've been right this whole time. We've said it for a long time now, and now everyone wants to start getting concerned when it's just been a reoccurring theme. It truly has. There's not much more to say. They're in a lot of trouble in my eyes, as I could tell, probably yours as well. But you don't have a lot of time to fix things. You really don't.
I forgot who it was that commented on my video the other day, but it's like, this team puts you through the gulag. It really does. It really does.
No kidding.
The CVS trips were going crazy this week. Like,
I mean, we actually took a couple of days off.
Yeah, when we got the back-to-back wins against the Marlins, and the Braves were losing, we thought, damn. And then the Mariners came back too, and the
boys were going crazy.
We thought that CVS, we might not even have to go back there. But then the Cubs come to town, and all of a sudden, nah.
Go back where you belong.
Yeah, the CVS floor, right where I belong. It feels right at home. And now you play the Pirates again, which God only knows. God only knows what's gonna happen this series, and I don't even know. I don't even want to make a prediction because what does it matter anymore? What does it matter? It's not gonna come true.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's anything less than a sweep here is an L in my eyes. Like, you should be coming out.
If they want to shut you, me, and all the other people up. If you want to shut us up, sweep the Pirates, and we will come on here and be partying and say we're wrong. But also beat the Pirates though, because you're scoring runs and it's consistent. Do not be beating the Pirates 2-1, 3-1. Don't give me that garbage. Give me some good baseball but even then, I need to see it even beyond the Pirates. I need consistent playing here because how many times have they blown teams out and it's like, oh, this offense is back, but then next game they do nothing.
It's really crazy how much they just tease us by scoring 10 runs out one game, and we claim they're so back, and then they just go back to their normal 3-2 run and just expect the pitching to be freaking basically a 10 out of 10 every game. Like, I just don't get it. I do not get it one bit.
I just can't express enough how happy I am hockey's coming back because this team, and it's the fact that it's 162 over this too. Like, oh my
It's
god,
double the amount.
Oh my god,
God knows the freaking playoffs. Oh, that's gonna be even 10 times worse. Whether it's wild card, they somehow win the division.
I'm terrified. And in terms of the pitching for the series, who do you even have? Carrasco, game 1. Walker, game 2. Walker against the Pirates. Bassett, game 3. And then DeGrom, game 4. I mean,
the
pitching doesn't matter. The pitching doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't because you can't score. I don't know why I'm even talking about the pitching like it matters.
Exactly.
You know what? It's gotten to the point where when is Buck going to make a statement is what I wonder. Is it going to take getting swept here by the Pirates for him to make a statement? I know we meme guys all the time on the show like Terrence Gore, but you know what? Throw him in the lineup and make a statement because what's going to get this team to wake up otherwise? Because if you just keep throwing them out there, giving them a pat on the back, saying good job, or you'll get them next time, and not hold these guys accountable, they're just going to keep doing the same thing. I'd love to see Buck show some balls and go ahead and bench some guys because if you're not going to play well, then you can watch from the dugout steps because you don't deserve to be playing then. You don't.
Yep. Exactly.
And
go
call
ahead.
guys up from the minor leagues if you have to is what I was just going to add to that. What were you going to say though?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have you need like a Terry Collins type speech to these guys right now because I don't know, Buck, he just seems to be giving these guys the free pass right now. His little superstars that we claim to be Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso.
And I'm mad because he's had so many opportunities to get thrown out of games lately, and he just doesn't take the opportunity. You got to do something to spark this team, Buck. You have to.
Absolutely agree with that. So, I mean, hopefully we see it here in these next couple of games. I doubt it. But, I mean, guys like Lindor, Alonso really need to get their act together, whether by benching them or start friggin' hitting the baseball. It's friggin' simple.
Yeah, and again, if you're not going to hit, then take a seat. Take a seat. Go ahead and call guys up from the minor leagues because I'm sure that they would actually be giving it their all and they'd actually have a care to play. I'm sure that a guy like Francisco Alvarez would love to be playing on this team. Travis Jankowski, I'd rather see him be playing right now than Tyler Naquin. I'd rather any of these guys in Syracuse be playing. At least they have a reason to be here because they're going to want to prove something. These guys, they
took their bag and dipped.
Yeah, they're spineless cowards. That's all they are right now. That's what they're acting like, and I don't know what it's going to take for it to change. And I mean, you're looking at a guy that came up from the minor leagues in the pitching staff, Alex Claudio. He's looked good since his call up. He's looked way better than Joely Rodriguez has all season long. There's a serious discussion to be had where maybe you keep Alex Claudio on the roster come playoff time. There's a serious discussion there. But as far as I'm concerned, something needs to change. Something. And if it's not now, it better be after this Pirate series. If they lose or especially get swept, if there's no change after
Oh.
the getting swept by the Pirates, all hope is lost. I'm sorry, but all hope is lost at that point.
Yes, absolutely. Even if you lose 3 out of 4, get swept. Oh, if there's no changes, then I've just lost all hope in the Mets. I won't even just have an emotion anymore about this team.
Give me a Dom Smith revenge tour.
Yeah, really.
Do it. I'd rather watch
Why
Dom
not?
Smith play right now. Rather watch JT Riddle get called up. Clearly, rather Nick Plummer be playing in his Mario music. It's just they
Just
can't be much
really.
worse. They can't.
I don't know. I have like nothing to say about this right now. Just we sound like broken records, as we said. It's the same crap with this team every damn year. I don't understand.
It's and Steve Cohen really a couple weeks ago said a $300 million payroll should be enough to win. Get a load of the new guy here.
Oh boy.
Oh god, this is just a nightmare. And if people are gonna say that we're overreacting, then I don't know when the time is. Like, you guys need to tell us then when the time is to be okay to panic. Like, is it after this Pirate series, or when is it going to be okay to panic? Because I'm tired of people saying that it's not okay to and not act like the sky's falling. But like, when is it going to be okay? Is just my question. Is it going to take a like 10-game losing streak? Like, what is it going to take?
Yeah.
I don't know what this team could do right now, aside from calling guys up and benching players. I seriously have no idea what they could do.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't lost more than 3 in a row all year. So, I mean, I think this is really in jeopardy right here with the way we're playing. But maybe this off day will do a little something to freaking wake them up and just make them obliterate the Pirates. But
What'd you say?
nah.
Off day? No,
Oh
there's no
yeah,
off day. I was wrong.
yeah. Oh, there
No off
isn't.
day. No off
Oh
day.
yikes! Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, we're probably screwed. I mean,
Nope.
I don't even know.
I don't know what they're gonna do to turn this around unless Eric Chavez has some magic in him to get on these players or something. I don't know how you turn this around unless the players themselves do it. There's just simply no other way. There's no other technique here about it. There's just nothing you could do but hope these players turn around and just start taking better at bats and not look lost up there because they look like they have no care. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. I
Truly
thought this
is.
year would be different.
Yeah, I really did too. I
And we were
thought
going
that.
for so long because like we're going through all the months and it's just like they're still winning. They're still winning. But now all of a sudden, no.
It's always got to be this way. Always, always, always. Like, yeah, spare me the BS. Oh, it's all right. We're still making the playoffs. Oh, yeah, you want to just settle for a wild card spot, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess so.
yeah, nah, let's just go for a wild card. It's all right. Instead of winning the damn division, having a bye week or just a bye in general. I'm thinking that it's like football. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be nice too. Having a bye.
yeah, it would. And to freaking not play the Braves or the Dodgers till at least NLCS if we get to that point. So
MICKEY MOUSC
that's
MICKEY
where you're going with the snapping.
MOUSC. Yes,
Yeah.
I had to do it because it's getting to the point where it's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse here.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and oh my god, oh my god, oh my
I
god.
mean, this rant's going pretty hardcore right
I'm
now.
gonna have gray hair by my mid-20s from this team. Like every season feels like I've added 5 years onto my life. I say it all the time.
This team does it to you, man. I mean, the Rangers, they cause stress too, but I think the Mets are a way new
They're just a
level of
different
that.
breed. They're a different
Uh,
breed. Like it's 162. That's part of the problem.
yeah, absolutely is.
And it's just the fact that it's every season. It's literally every single year.
It is. It's the sad reality.
I don't. There's truly the Toronto Maple Leafs of baseball. They truly are.
Oh, except at least we don't have the history they do. But yes, current time, yes, we are.
I mean, like they really are, and us fans too. We're like Leaf fans. We think it's gonna be different. We have all this hope, and the personnel change and everything too. We think everything's gonna be great, and it never enough's never enough. There's just never enough to change it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, agreed.
And I can't stress enough that I hope that next episode we're wrong and we could come on here and be talking about wins. But with the way that this team looks right now, you cannot possibly convince me or yourself that they are going to win this series. Or at the very, you can't convince me they're going to win this series. Maybe split, but they are not going to win this series against the Pirates, and nobody's convincing me that they're going to. Nobody can, and you're lying to yourself if you think they're going to.
Exactly. I mean, I don't remember the last time we came on this podcast, talked about a winning Mets team, and we're actually all holly jolly about them. I know it's we could be more on the harsh side, but like, when was there really a time to be so happy about this team?
The 5-game series against the Braves was probably the last time. And then after they beat the Reds, the 1 week when the Mets offense was good in the trade deadline acquisitions were like, hey, these guys aren't actually bad. And turns out they were just 1-2 week wonders because they've just been non-existent since.
Yes, that's exactly. That was God. That feels like centuries ago.
And Met fans, I'm going to give a harsh reality, what feels like it might be a harsh reality. We have there is a strong chance. Do I say this because I really don't want to make it this bad? But there's a strong chance we are potentially about to watch only 4 more, minus the postseason, 4 more Jacob DeGrom starts potentially as a Met. There's a chance. And if he leaves, and it could be because of a month like this, at that point, can you blame him? Can you blame him?
Yep. I don't know if you could, honestly, but you just putting that thought into my head really just scared me.
So if you already weren't watching DeGrom just because of how good he is, especially as a Met fan, you really need to be paying close attention to these last 4 starts because you better be
Take it in.
every single bit of it because there is a very strong chance that he's a goner. There is a very strong chance, and as painful as it is, I just don't know if it continues this way. I just don't know how he has any care to stay, because when is enough for him too? Like, if I'm him, I can't do this anymore. Like I've been stuck here. I messed myself up. I screwed myself with the last contract I signed, and I've just been stuck here. Like, he's gotta be tired of this. He has to. Like, oh my god, the thought of DeGrom leaving.
Oh my! I will sincerely go on that CVS floor, and I don't think I'll be leaving the store ever, ever. I mean, that is just such a sad thing to potentially think of. Like, we won't get that bailout always from Jacob DeGrom. Wow.
Just imagine how confused the Met fan would be 3-4 years ago if you said in the year 2023 the New York Mets would have Max Scherzer as the ace of the team and Jacob DeGrom is pitching elsewhere. You would say
that's crazy.
You would say, how did that happen? How did you have Jacob DeGrom and Max Scherzer? How did you have it that go that way where one of them, that being Max Scherzer, is on the team, but DeGrom isn't? You would think that you would have both of them on the team at the same time for a good amount of time. So a Met fan would wonder back then, how did that happen? How did that happen? They would wonder, did DeGrom leave and the Mets like traded for Scherzer? Like I don't know. I don't know how you explain that one to a Met fan back
Then,
then. Like my obviously excluding like everything we know this year. If you
yeah.
just look at it as Max Scherzer's on the Mets back in like 2018, 2019, and Jacob DeGrom's on another team, you gotta just wonder how that one happened. If you tell a Met fan, then how does that one play out?
Yeah.
And it might be a reality, and I freaking hate this so much.
Does it hurt? I mean, you probably piss off Max Scherzer a lot too. He's probably thinking, "Why the hell did I sign here?" And then he
Um,
goes on to request a trade. Obviously, he's not going to do that probably, but
I mean, he didn't want to be here. He didn't want to be here. Money just brought him
money
here.
talked. Yeah.
Money talked, and Steve Cohen. I mean, he said that he's going to do everything he can to keep DeGrom, but again, if DeGrom
What
walks,
is
and
everything you can? I mean, money, but
yeah, he's going to throw the bag at him. But if DeGrom leaves after a month like this, especially if it continues, I will simply not blame him one bit. And I don't care. Go to the Atlanta Braves for all I care. I will still support your journey. I will support you and your decision for leaving this team because of the fact that it's just every year. How would you want to deal with this? How would you want to deal with this every year? Because as a fan, I I could barely do it. Can't
yeah,
be easy as
so
a
now
player
you can
showing up to
feel.
work every day, putting on a masterful performance every outing, and your offense doing nothing. And I nearly cried when he said after his start, he was like, "Yeah, this one's on me. I got to keep a 0 on the board for the Cubs." Jake, shut up! Just shut up.
It's really embarrassing. Like, please
We don't
stop trying to
deserve
play
him.
that role. Like, just just say it. They got to hit the ball, and I'm doing everything I could to help this team win. I don't care. Everyone's going to agree with you because it's true.
We don't deserve him.
We don't. I mean, I'll truly cry if he leaves, but again, I'm not going to be mad at him.
I hate this. And I
Like,
hate
if
that
he
this.
leaves, and we just know it's because of that literal specific reason, because we're going to be throwing more money at him than any other team. So
And
there's your reason.
yeah, so in terms of people saying that the sky's not falling, a bad month of baseball and a first round bounce in the playoffs could be what
Definitely.
drives Jacob DeGrom away. So for those that are saying everything's okay, everything's great, this is still one of the best teams. Well, this final month might not cost you just the division, might not cost you just a bounce out of the wild card spot. This could potentially be what steers Jacob DeGrom right out of town. And um, maybe I'm thinking too deep into that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe Jake, for whatever reason, likes losing, but I don't know. But if I had to guess, he is fed up with this. Um, and I just wonder what he says at home. Like what is it?
Oh yeah.
How do you really feel? How do you really feel? What goes on in
Jake.
Jake's mind? How do you
Yeah, because
really feel?
you can't get a read on a guy like Degrom. He doesn't show much emotion out there. So like, what does he truly like think of behind closed doors? Because he can't just be thinking what he says in these post game interviews. He's got to be lying to us. Like, there's
No,
no way he's completely fine with the Mets just freaking doing nothing in front of him and just robbing him of wins. Can't
no,
be possible.
he knows he's lying. He knows. But I just love that he's professional like that, and he's just great that way. But like, Jake, please respectfully shut up. Like in the most respectful way possible, shut up, because every time I just see him say that, because it's after every start, it feels like
Yep.
it's just like it's not your fault, Jake. It's not. It's not. I I'm at a loss for words.
No,
I
don't you worry. Me too.
I'm sorry for every listener that this has just been such a negative episode and everything, but like realistically, what are we supposed to be doing? Giving a round of applause to Darren Ruff for getting a hit today. Give a round of applause to Pete and Lindor getting late home runs in the ninth because you did a good job. No, we're not. This isn't Little League where we
We don't get
clap it up.
participation trophies around here.
Exactly. This isn't a participation medal. Granted, I guess the Mets would put a wild card banner up, which basically is a participation medal
Yeah.
because they did nothing in that wild card game. Forget even if it was a series and they got swept, they literally did score a run in that game. But yeah, let's throw a banner up for that.
Mm-hmm.
But which Steve Cohen, I don't understand how he let that banner go back up there when he was moving the banners in the stadium. How did you let that go back up in the rafters? How do you let that go up?
Some serious behavior. I mean, how are we showing off a wild card appearance where you didn't score a run? Like, are you kidding me?
It's been the same story, what feels like for years. A great starting pitching performance and no runs. Stop me if you heard that movie before.
That's crazy. 6 years later, we're still talking about the same old rodeo.
It's been since 2015, this thing.
Yeah,
It
even
really
then.
has. It really has been. It's been a long ride. It's been a long ride. And you know what? You know what the Mets did in 2015? They got Yoenis Cespedes because they wanted to make a statement. They wanted to get a big time bat. You know what we did this year? When we had a better record than we did at the time in 2015? Daniel Vogelback and Darren Ruff. Here you go. Put a nice little Christmas bow on it. And here you go. Thank you so much, Billy.
Just a joke. Joke of a deadline. We've discussed this.
This stings. And does anybody have an appetite for tomorrow? Because I don't. I don't have an appetite for this.
I have absolutely no appetite. You couldn't pay me to watch this game tomorrow, even though I'm gonna end up doing it.
Yeah, because that's what we do. Because we're fans. Because we care. And we wouldn't have a podcast if we didn't care. We watch every pitch, even though, I will be honest. The second game of the series, the television was shut off by the fourth inning. This one was not staying on because I read it like a book. I knew that it was over by the fourth. There was no need for me to watch it.
I remember that Marlins game. It was the first game of the series. You turned off the TV pretty early in that one too. I remember I was texting you about stuff happening in the game because you're like, what's happening? I'm not watching. You were just set up from there.
I exaggerate a bit. I put it back on. I was dabbling a bit with that game, but in reality, I'm over here just playing 2K with the game on in the back. Like, for all I care, whatever happened. But that's the point it's gone to. And I'm someone that isn't like that usually. Like, for example, when the Rangers played this season and they were losing, they lost to the Calgary Flames. I watched every single second of that hockey game. With the Mets, I'm usually not like this. Like, even when they are getting killed, there are big games that I've been to where they've got absolutely killed. One year they lost 7-2 to the Padres, and you knew it was over early. I stayed for the entire thing. I'm usually not like this, but that's how much this team has broke me. They've seriously broke me at this point.
Same.
To the point where I've stopped having an appetite for it.
Yeah, I stayed all the way through that embarrassing freaking 9-0 game against the Astros. Oh, excuse me. Actually, it was 9-1. They scored a run in the ninth inning. Clap it up for that, friggin'. Yeah. But yeah, that's about it.
But it's gotten to the point where it's impossible to watch 9 innings of this. It's like, and it's a lot again coming from us. That 8-2 Pirates game, I watched every pitch of that game. That was last week. That was last week. Like, this series just, I tried. I held back, but I didn't shut the TV off. I was close today. I was close. I told myself no. I told myself that, you know what? No, because maybe something will be different today. And I said to myself, you know what? I just got to do this. I'm a true fan at the end of the day. I'm going to watch every pitch, and shame on me because why am I wasting my time if they're not going to give a good performance for us?
Yeah, I agree.
That's why
Like,
I've gotten to the point though where I haven't gone to a game since August. It's been a while actually since I've been to a game. Last year I went to an absurd amount of games and watched the entire collapse happen right in front of my eyes too. That was beautiful. Starting with that Red Series, I went to like I went to like 7 or 8 games in a row. Whenever they played the Nationals and the Dodgers, I was at every single one of those games. Every single one.
yeah, I'm terrified to go to another game. I'm on a 4-game losing streak, although I think I'm going actually to one of these games this weekend. So you book a
All right.
loss. Yeah, book a
Actually,
loss
I went to
on
the
that
Dodgers
game.
series. That was a lie. I forgot I went to that
Yes,
Dodgers series. But
same.
outside
That
of
was in
that, I mean,
September. Yeah, it was just the beginning.
end of August
Oh, it was the end of August.
because
Okay.
they lost the first game and then they won the next two because they don't want to win when we're there. That's also part of the reason I haven't
Yeah.
gone. I've been taking a hiatus because of the fact that I thought I was doing the team a favor by not showing up. I thought that this team wins when I don't show up, but I guess I could show up and it doesn't matter because either way, I mean, they're just not winning games but usually I go to a stupid amount of games this year. No, I mean, I went to the Dodgers one, I went to the Yankees one, went to a couple against the Braves. I went to a couple in August, but like if you think I'm going to a game this month, I mean, you're out of your mind.
Oh yeah. How
I
could
almost
you?
showed up for this series to a couple of games, but
Good thing.
thankfully I didn't because I would have regretted that like crazy. And now this Pirate series, I mean, I have no desire unless they could heat up going into that Marlin series. The attendance has just been pathetic too. It's like for a team in a pennant race, it just shows how much the fans are fed up with this too. That's like they're not showing up to the games. They aren't.
Yeah,
And
because
I know that people are pointing out the fact that like, oh, people are back in school and everything, but like still you're in a pennant race. Like down the stretch in 2015, it wasn't like this, the attendance. There was way better attendance in September than this. This is just not normal. This is just sad.
yeah, the games look dead out there. I mean, you figure this Mets team is freaking reverse records than what they are right now with the way fans are showing up right now. I mean, you got to give them a reason to go to the ballpark, plain and simple, and you're just not doing that right now.
Yeah, and not by having Islanders night and Knicks night. No, you need to give them a reason by playing good baseball, not this. You had fans packing up their bags by the first inning in this one. Like when I see the bullpen, when I saw Buck on the phone with the bullpen in the first inning,
Oh.
oh, that remote was almost done for, man. That remote was almost a goner because I I knew it was going to be that game. I knew it, and um, they especially got to keep their heads up coming into next weekend because they're going to Oakland. You definitely got to keep your head up there. You know, a lot of heads up baseball there. You can't blow it there. Can't blow it in Oakland because that might not end well. But um, if you know, you know. But no, I'm just so like I'm just disgusted. It's disgusting baseball, and it shouldn't have came down to the series in September against the Braves, but it seems like it's going to. But maybe not. Maybe not if the Mets keep doing this. Maybe not.
Maybe it'll be locked up in their freaking favor. Who
This
knows?
should have been over.
It really should have. It should have. We should have a way more than a .5 division lead right now, but we just don't. Like, why? Is all I ask.
And the answer to why, I don't have it.
I'm
I
not
don't
sure a
have
lot
it.
of people do.
It's just seems like it just seems like what 2015 part 7 part 8 here, like that's just what it feels like. It feels like just another chapter in the same book. Feels like just the same thing. Like you're just waiting for something to change, something serious to happen in the movie, but then you find out that it's the most boring movie of your life and it's just the same thing the entire way through. But I can't express enough. Hockey, it's right around the corner. Thank
It's
God.
so close.
Hallelujah. It's so
It is
beautiful.
so close. Too
It's
bad
so
we had to get
beautiful.
unfortunate news today about the Rangers that just had on. So.
Oh yeah, that added salt to the wound today, especially for I like to consider myself the emperor of Mott fans, but that's Rangers discussion for a Rangers podcast.
Yeah.
In terms of the Mets though, I don't have much else to add to this episode. We kind of said everything we needed to, and it got to the point where I started from yelling to now I'm just drained and depressed.
Yeah, really. We got the yelling out the way. Now it's just like depression. There's not much else to say. We're sad.
Yep. And it's just a day that ends in Y to me, with the Mets making me cry. Sounds like a day that ends in Y indeed. But we'll wrap things up here instead of keeping you guys listening to us just pretty much repeat ourselves here and just cry.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add to this atrocity?
I just pray the Mets don't get swept. I mean, that shouldn't be the expectation. The expectation should be we should be sweeping the Pirates. Excuse me, not the Marlins.
I'll take 1 out of 4.
Like, how does it come to this? Like, how? Like, the Braves are playing the Phillies, a competitive baseball team. We're playing the damn Pirates. Please gain some games on the Braves for God's sake, man. I mean, I don't get it. Like, you just got to put your foot on the gas pedal and take this division already. I'm sick of it.
I have nothing else to add other than get it together. Please just split at the very least, for the love of God. I can't believe that I have to ask for a split against the Pirates. We're really begging for scraps at this point with this
We're
one,
so
but
down bad.
win at least one. At least one. Just do something. At least show life in these games. Like, if you're gonna lose, show life at least.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys get swept, oh boy. Oh boy, next episode. If you thought this one was bad,
Yeah. Oh boy.
if they get swept in a 4-game series against the Pirates, you guys are in for a wild one. So
you
stay
guys,
tuned for that.
you guys might get a POV of us heading over to the CVS. Maybe, for God's sake, who knows?
Oh, I will get actual footage of me collapsing on the floor in a CVS if they get swept by
If
the
they get
Pirates.
swept, yeah, you should make that
I'm
note
making
right
a
now.
promise. I'm making a promise right now on the podcast. If they get swept by the Pirates, no, even if they lose the series, if they lose or get swept by the Pirates this series, I will get actual footage of me collapsing in the CVS. You'll see it on TikTok. You'll see it on Twitter. You'll see it everywhere. I got you guys. I will actually do that. And I say this, but it's actually going to happen probably.
Like, you just stay saying this, thinking, "Oh, there's no way." But oh man, there's way.
I'll do it. I'll do it. And you guys will.
I'm gonna have to be right with you there, honestly.
Oh, we
Maybe we'll
both
both
have to
make.
do it.
Yeah, both make the promise. All right, I'm
We'll
down
do
for
a
it.
TikTok collab.
Yes.
We'll do that. Upload it everywhere. Upload it on Twitter. We'll upload it. You guys follow all the socials. Link is in the description. We got you guys. Don't worry.
We're men of our words, so
Yeah,
we
and
got you.
it's looking like we're really actually gonna have to do this. And for a reversal of this, though, if the Mets sweep, what do we
Ooh.
do if the Mets
Oh yeah,
sweep?
there's gotta be something if the Mets do indeed sweep.
See, I was gonna say I'll do the one chip challenge, but like there is a chance that they bounce back and sweep. Like, I know I sound crazy for that. As I was just saying that the chances are great that they're gonna get swept, but like there really is a chance they sweep. So I don't want to do the one chip challenge because there is a chance.
There is.
But I don't know what we could do really if they sweep the series. Like, we gotta think of something.
Yeah, maybe we can think of it and let the people know by like
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we'll update you guys, or we'll just update you guys on the podcast
Mm-hmm.
next episode. You guys will just see what happens. We'll figure it out. We have a couple days to figure this one out. So, yeah, Pirates coming to town, and I don't have anything else to say. I really don't.
Me neither. I think It's a great way to wrap it up on the 1 hour mark of this tremendous rant.
Yep.
Think about it.
So thank you guys so much for listening to this. Or watching on YouTube. You must have liked it, so please just help us out and leave a like. And also be sure to subscribe if you are watching on YouTube. If you're listening to the audio version, give us a rating and review. But that's going to be it for us. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.